Hello everyone and welcome back to Half Magic Tarot. Today's pick a card reading is Will They Make a Move? So this can be about someone that you have a crush on. It can be about someone that maybe you don't have a crush on, but you feel like maybe they have a crush on you, and so you're trying to figure out if they're going to make a move. Is this person going to let their feelings be known towards you? Are they going to ask you on a date? What's going to happen? There are 4 piles to choose from, and I suggest selecting your pile based on the pile marker that sparks a memory in you. So for example, I would choose pile 3, the 2 of swords, because the rock formations in the water behind this person that is sitting down reminds me of when I used to live on an island, and during my lunch break I would go out to this secluded little beach, and it had rocks that were out in the ocean, and I would climb on them and walk out, and I just really enjoyed that time. So that is why I would select my pile. Feel free to pause the video now so you can select yours. I'll put the timestamps in the description down below, and let's get started. If you selected pile 1, the Hanged Man, welcome to your reading. Let's figure out if the person on your mind is going to make a move towards you. We're starting off your spread with the Justice card in reverse. And Justice as a card represents Libra. If you think of the symbol for Libra, the zodiac sign, it's a scale, like a balance scale, right? There's even on this card, a person is holding a scale. So in reverse, there's an imbalance here, and one that feels very unfair. It's unjust. And what I'm really getting from this pile is that it feels like the person that you're asking about is choosing between you and another person. And the scales aren't balanced. I'm kind of getting the feeling, and don't get your feelings hurt by this, that they would rather be with the other person. Now, that being said, I get the feeling that this other person, the third party here, is not as interested in the person that you're asking about as the person you're asking about is interested in them. Because we have the 9 of Pentacles, and this is really like one of my favorite cards in all of tarot, because it's a card that's about like independence and luxury and feeling really whole within yourself. But in a love reading, I think it can represent someone who's maybe too independent or very like emotionally detached, someone who is avoidant. And on this card, we have like a man cutting a woman's hair. The woman's kind of staring off into the distance. She doesn't seem that invested. And if you think about like, I don't know, kind of Victorian courting, where a woman might cut off a lock of her hair and give it to a man as like a symbol of courtship or flirtation, for the man in this card to be taking the hair and her to be, not really like caring either way. She doesn't seem to be an active participant in it, but she's not like stopping it either. That's kind of the feeling that I'm getting, is that the person that you're asking about, regardless of whether or not they're a man, is much more interested in this person than that person is. But the person you're asking about, the third party, I think that they like the attention. So they're kind of tolerating it, but they're not overly invested in this person. They're just like, this is someone that I maybe flirt with occasionally, but I'm not really trying to I don't think they're the love of my life or anything. And with the 7 of Swords reversed next in the spread, it feels like this is something that maybe you have not been made aware of. Maybe this is the first time that you are hearing about this other person. Maybe you've had some suspicions, because the 7 of Swords is a card that's about like sneakiness and deceit. And so I feel like, probably a lot of you are asking about someone in particular that you have a crush on, someone that you have been pining for. And you're wondering, is this person ever going to make a move on me? And what I'm getting is that not that this person doesn't like you, but that they are trying to decide between you and another person. And I think that they're right now more drawn to the other person, maybe because the other person is very detached from them. Maybe they feel the need to prove to themselves that they can get the other person to be emotionally attached. But I don't think that they have been honest with you about their intentions with this third party, if you know about them at all. But with the Seven of Swords reverse, because as I said, it is a card about deceit, in reverse, it's like kind of being honest and truth coming to light. And so it feels like, and sometimes it can be like breaking free of these bad patterns, or like, the ways that you sublimate yourself into things that are like harmful for you. And so I think that the person that you're asking about is going to realize that the other person's not that interested in them and maybe break free from that connection. So I do think that the third party situation is going to be ending. And I think that probably if you confronted this person about it and you asked them about it, they would be pretty honest and be like, yeah, that's what's happening. But also I think it's really interesting. You might have to like turn your phone upside down for this, but on this card, if you're looking at it upright, it's like a woman who's kind of looking outside. She's looking at a horse, which to me, I get like wild horses, like you run free, you don't have anyone like holding you back. And then the guy is behind her with his like head in his hands, kind of looking dejected. And so I do feel like this is the person you're asking about, feeling like, damn, I really can't convince this person to like care about me or want me as much as I want them. And so I do think they give up on the third party in this. And with the Lovers as the fourth card here, this is kind of a confirmation of that to me, because although the Lovers can be very positive in a love reading, the Lovers is also a card that is about choice. The Lovers like zodiac association is Gemini, so maybe the person you're asking about could be a Gemini or have a prominent Gemini placement in their natal chart, which would be their sun sign, moon sign, their rising sign, their Venus. But if you look at this card, we've got a dude in the middle of these two women. He's looking at the one on the left, and all the cards on the left to me are talking about this third party. And then there's one on the right who seems to be almost kind of like waiting patiently to be noticed, which I think is you. So it feels to me like this person is going to end up making a choice, but it feels like it's mostly because a choice toward you. I want to clarify, a choice toward you, but mostly because the other party is not that interested in them. And with the final card here being the Nine of Cups, I feel like that's what you want. I do feel like for most of you, you're asking about someone that you have a crush on, that you want to have a connection with. And again, this is on like your side of the Lovers card. Like I said, the third party's left side, you're the right side, this Nine of Cups. So I think, I do think that this person will make a move toward you. And I do think that you would be happy with this person. I think that this would be like, your wish come true, because that's what the Nine of Cups is a card. Nine of Cups is about. It's like a wish fulfillment card. And in particular, I think this person could ask you out like to dinner, because a lot of times the Nine of Cups shows up as like a dinner card. So I do think that there is a very high likelihood that this person will make a move towards you, but I don't think it will be until they cut off their connection with the third party. And truthfully, I think the only reason that they are willing to do that is because they don't feel like the third party needs them or wants them as much as you want them. And with your pile marker here being the Hangman's all about being put in an uncomfortable situation and kind of waiting and not knowing what the outcome is going to be, but knowing that you have to suffer through it. And so it feels like maybe you've been waiting for this person to make a move for a long time, and you're correct if you're picking up vibes that this person is attracted to you or interested in you, but you just haven't been sure which way it's going to go yet. And with your Island Time Wellness Love Oracle card, we got Coffin, which says endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, and transition. So Coffin, that doesn't seem very positive, but to me this is similar to like the Death card in tarot, because the Death card isn't about, just complete endings. It's that endings bring about new beginnings. And so I feel like once this person ends whatever their connection is with their third party, with the other person that they're interested in, I do think they will make a move towards you. The question is, are you willing to accept that? Do you want to be someone's second choice? Even if you can be happy with this person, are you okay with knowing that they've gone to you because they felt like they couldn't get someone else? So that's up to you. But that's what the reading says, so don't shoot the messenger. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you again soon. Take care. If you selected pile 2, the moon, welcome to your reading. Let's find out if the person on your mind is going to make a move towards you. So we're starting off your spread with the 3 of Wands. And what I'm getting from that is immediately, yes, the person on your mind is going to make a move towards you. And I feel for 99% of you, this is someone that you have a crush on who also has a crush on you. The 3 of Wands is a card that's all about things that you've planned, things that you've been manifesting actually coming to fruition. And so to me, this is just an astounding yes at the very beginning that this person has every intention of asking you out, of telling you how they feel, but they are still in the planning stage, I think. This person's very meticulous because they're very thoughtful. They're coming through as the King of Pentacles, the next card in the spread here. So this person could be a Taurus or have a prominent Taurus placement in their natal chart, which would be their sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign. But generally, they are exhibiting this King of Pentacles energy. Just someone that is very calm, very reliable, very stable, someone that you can really depend on. Their love language might be acts of service. They're just very big on making sure that you are comfortable and that you have everything that you need. So I just heard if you if you work with this person, if this is a coworker crush, then this is someone who always kind of goes out of their way to help you with whatever it is that you need to do. Say you work at, I don't know, a store. They would help you put carts, grocery carts, shopping carts away, whatever. Or they would help you lift something if it was heavy, or if you work the late shift, they would walk you to your car at night. So those are maybe some of the ways that they are attempting to show you that they're interested in you. But I'm getting the feeling that for both of you, the viewer and this person, you're kind of shy when it comes to making how you feel known. I mean, if you look at the body language of the people on this card, the King of Pentacles is coming towards this woman and she's kind of got her head cast down. She's kind of covering herself up. There's a feeling of yes, I want this person to approach me, but also I'm too shy to be come hither, So I feel that's kind of the issue here of why this person hasn't made a move yet, because it feels like they're looking for a signal for you, something definitive, so they know if they shoot their shot, they're not going to completely embarrass themselves. And I think you are I don't want to drop any hints because I'm not sure how they feel about me. So I think you're both kind of orbiting around each other and maybe talking to each other and feeling very, butterflies in the tummy talking to each other, but you're not actually it feels like it's not progressing that much. But I do think, like I said, the person on your mind is going to make a move. So I do think that they're building the confidence. They see you as this Empress figure, this card in the middle of the spread, which is one of my favorite cards in all of tarot. This is the baddie. She's just she's everything. She's gorgeous. She's beautiful. She's, she makes things happen. She's inspiring. She's nurturing, she's affectionate, she's compassionate, she's creative. She's got all of these things going for her. And if you look at the illustration on this card, she is sat on this throne like a complete baddie, but her body language is kind of intimidating, right? And if you look behind her, there's this giant snake curled up behind her. And so I think this person sees you this way, which is that they hold you in such high regard. They have you on a throne in their mind. They see you as being so physically attractive, such a good person. Like, you have such emotional intelligence. You're very ambitious, very driven. But they also think because you possess all those qualities, they feel like you're out of their league. And so they're afraid that if they approach you, then this snake is gonna, come out and bite them. Like, they are gonna get hit with the venom and they're gonna get their feelings really hurt. And so I think that's really hesitant. That's what's making them hesitant to come towards you. And that's also echoed here in the Seven of Pentacles, which is literally a card about waiting. But it's about, biding your time while you get your ducks in a row. So they're nurturing the relationship with you. I mean, usually this card is depicted by like a farmer, and he's looking at these crops that he's been working on and they're not quite ripe yet. And so I think that's how he feels, is he's like, or I said he, but it doesn't have to be a man. Apologies if you're asking about a woman or a non-binary person. But the person that you're asking about, I think that they see their relationship with you as something that they are still cultivating, that they're still growing. They're still putting the fertilizer in to get to the point where they feel like, yes, I can pluck something like tangible. I can take this to a next step that feels like very official. And with the Four of Swords at the very end of your spread here, the Four of Swords is a card that's about like, it comes after the Three of Swords in the tarot, right? Three of Swords is a card that's about heartbreak. And then Four of Swords is like recovery. It's rest, recovery, almost like getting your nervous system back into balance, like recovering in your mind. And so I feel like that's what this person is trying to do. They're like trying to get themselves to a point where they're like, I can handle it. I can handle telling this person how I feel or asking them out. It's not going to scare me. But like I said, I think this person really does like you. They're just being very intentional and moving slow because they don't want to scare you off or get rejected. And with the moon as the pile marker that you selected, I think this is an echo of that. The moon is the things that are hidden, the things that are unknown. So I feel like, their feelings seem kind of mysterious to you. You're not really sure where you stand yet, but underneath the moonlight here, you see there's this pool of water, and water is emotions. And so I feel like there's a lot of hidden emotions behind the facade that this person is giving out to you, which is maybe just someone who's like a very helpful coworker or a very helpful friend, or like they just haven't made themselves known yet, but they fully intend to. And that's also echoed in the Oracle card that we selected from Island Time Wellness. This says the butterfly, relationship evolving to the next phase, healing the inner child and growth. So again, I do think that this relationship will evolve to the next phase. I think that for a lot of you, you like this person back. And so I do think once they gain the confidence, they will fully make their move. They've been planning it out for quite some time. They're working up the courage to be able to tell you how they feel. And if you want it to come sooner, maybe you start dropping hints, because I do think that this person, part of the reason why they haven't made a move is because they're not sure how you feel, and maybe that's part of the reason why you're holding back. So one of you has got to get a little bold. So maybe drop some more hints if you're really into this person. But I do see this working out. I think that this will definitely blossom into like a relationship where there's like a commitment there. So that's really cute. Congratulations to you, my pile twos. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you again soon. Take care. If you selected pile 3, the Two of Swords, welcome to your reading. Let's find out if the person on your mind will make a move. So we're starting off your spread with the 8 of Pentacles. And what I'm picking up from this is that for most of you, I do think that this is someone you work with. This is a coworker. If you're not someone who works or has a job, if you're maybe like too young for that, you're a student, then this is probably someone who is your classmate or someone that you are involved in some kind of like activity that builds upon itself. So someone that maybe you take classes with, someone that you have a creative endeavor that you both do. So for example, maybe you take like a pottery class and this person is also in it. This is something that you kind of consistently show up to that this person is also a part of, is what I'm getting. So this doesn't really feel like someone you met on a dating app or like through mutual friends. This really feels like you are bound together by a place. And the reason why I say that is because the Eight of Pentacles is a card that I see come up a lot as being in like a fulfilling career. It's the card about really enjoying like the journey of and a lot of times it is specifically related to career. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is someone that you met in the workplace. And with the Eight of Wands as the next card in the spread here, the Eight of Wands, that is the flames of love in the tarot. So it's a very flirtatious card. There's a lot of communication with this person. There's a lot of back and forth. I get the feeling that this is someone you have really good banter with, which may be one of the reasons why you're attracted to this person. I do think this is a mutual desire for each other. There's a lot of flirting. I think maybe the fear of the people who selected this pile is that because this person is so flirty, it might just be like part of their personality. Maybe they're like this with everyone, or they are doing it intentionally, but they're kind of they're doing it with other people too. And I understand this. I think it's very rare to find someone who just has such natural charm where you're kind of like feel like they're flirting with you even if they're just being themselves. And I can count on one hand, I've met 2 people my whole life who are like that. And both of them, it's impossible not to have a crush on them because they talk to you like you're the only person in the room. But I think both of those people were not romantically interested in me as far as I know. So it was hard to like distinguish. It was like, you're talking to me like you're in love with me, but this is just how you talk to everyone. So I think that might be kind of like the fear here. But with the Knight of Wands in the middle of your spread, first of all, the person that we're asking about could be a Sagittarius or have a prominent Sagittarius placement in their natal chart. So that would be their sun sign, their moon sign, or their rising sign, or their Venus sign. But generally, they are embodying this Knight of Wands energy, which is someone who can be very much a go-getter. This person has a lot of passion, and so I think this person has a lot of passion for you in particular. And I do think that this person has every intention of moving forward and taking action. They do not just want to continuously flirt with you. They want to show you how they feel. And so I do think, yes, this person will definitely make a move on you. Now, that being said, I think the reason why they haven't made an official move on you yet, even though you guys are very flirtatious, maybe you're around each other a lot because you work together, whatever the situation is because they're afraid of some kind of backlash. We have the Seven of Wands here, and in a traditional like Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, the Seven of Wands is depicted by someone who's standing on top of a cliff, basically, and there's a bunch of people surrounding the bottom of the cliff trying to hit this person with a stick. And so a lot of times in relationship readings, it feels like there's external forces or people who are disapproving of that relationship. And so I think, especially if this is someone you work with, maybe that's the fear of this person, that it would be too messy since you work together. Because even though you like each other now, what if you broke up and you still work together? One of you would have to quit. What if there's like a power imbalance? Maybe one of you has more authority than the other person, or one of you has authority over the other person, which makes it like an HR nightmare, basically. Now, if this is not someone you work with, let's say it's someone that you take classes with. Maybe they're like, I still don't want to, I don't want to be put in a position where I still have to see this person every day because I can't drop my class if we break up. That's going to be awkward. Or if it's like a hobby, they're like, I've really been enjoying making my pottery and I really like hanging out with this person, but I don't want to have to give up my pottery class or find a new one if me and this person break up. Or maybe it's like people and not just the circumstances. Like maybe there is someone who is mutual between the two of you who is disapproving of this relationship and trying to keep you two apart. But it feels like the person that you're asking about has some anxiety about coming toward you because of that. We have the 9 of Swords at the end of the spread here. This is a card that is about anxiety, your mind racing. And so I really don't feel like for most of you this is a person. I do think it is a circumstance. I really just feel like this is someone you work with and they're kind of scared to take it to the next level, even though they really like you and they're flirting with you a lot, because they don't want to mess up their job where they get their money. But that being said, I do think that this person will inevitably make a move on you. I think they have too much passion for you to really not make that move. And with the 2 of Swords being the pile marker that you selected, the 2 of Swords is a card that's about not making a move, basically. But this is someone who's waiting for the answer to come to them. So I think this person goes back and forth a lot where they're like, I really like the person. I enjoy speaking with them so much. We have such good banter. We flirt. They're very attracted to you. They want to make a move on you, but then they're like, but what if we do date and then we break up and then it's a whole thing? I have to see them every day. Or what if we get found out and then one of us gets fired? Should I quit my job? Should I ask to transfer? Or is that too much too soon? Is it too much to say we need to tell the people at work when we haven't even started dating yet? It's like a whole thing. So for your Oracle card from Island Time Wellness, we got Cupid's arrow. This says, have faith, love is coming, surprise, invitation or meeting, and hesitation. So I feel like this person times when they're going to run into you. Like they definitely get really happy. Like I said, if you work with this person, they're like, oh, they're on the same shift as me today. They're like, I'm going to try to time it so I can meet them, while they're walking to the break room. I want our breaks to be at the same time, or maybe we can get lunch together, whatever it is. But definitely, I do think that this person intends to make a move on you. And just another reiteration here with Cupid's arrow, this goes to me with that 8 of Wands, because I see the 8 of Wands as almost like a Cupid's arrow card. There's, the arrows of love are shooting. They're going off. So I think this relationship definitely has a lot of potential. I think this person's definitely going to make a move on you. They're just a little nervous about it now because they're scared of what the consequences might be because of some external obstacles that have nothing to do with how they feel about you. So just be patient. It's coming. And I think this will be a really cute relationship. So congratulations to you, my pile threes. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you again soon. Take care. If you selected pile 4, the 7 of Pentacles, welcome to your reading. Let's find out if the person on your mind is going to make a move towards you. So for this pile, this feels very specific. This feels like it's for a few people. So if this message does not resonate with you, then that's fine. Maybe you need to choose a different pile, because I'm feeling very strongly that most of the people who are watching this pile are asking about someone that they have had a previous relationship with, whether or not that's, a legitimate committed relationship, or it was someone that you had a situationship with, or someone that you had a pretty big crush on. But it definitely feels like you have interacted with this person quite a lot in the past, and there was like romantic tension there, either from your end or from both sides. So we're starting off the spread with this 10 of Swords. And I'm getting that this is the energy that you were in like the previous iteration of your relationship with this person. So the 10 of Swords, it's the last numerical card in the suit of Swords, and in like a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, it literally shows someone like on the ground, that they're dead basically. They've got 10 swords sticking out of their back, and so it feels like just kind of like a crushing defeat mentally, especially. But I always say that every card in the tarot has like a positive and negative meaning. Like you can kind of look at it either way. The positive thing about the 10 of Swords is that it is the end, right? Like there's nowhere to go but up, because it's kind of almost like a rock bottom card. And even in the imagery for this particular deck, if you look closely, we have this woman who's sitting on a bed. She's tipped over her cup, and cups usually represent like emotions. The Ace of Cups is like a new relationship. She's crying on her bed, and through the window in the background, you can see a couple like making out behind her. And so I really feel like the person that you're asking about is someone that you previously had a crush on or in a relationship with, who maybe started dating someone else, who cheated on you, or who just betrayed you in some kind of way. Maybe they had a wandering eye, but for whatever reason, it feels like this relationship did not end well, and it really crushed you, like emotionally, mentally, and I think that it took you a while to recover from this, but I do think that you have mostly recovered, because the next card we have here is this 8 of Cups, and I see the 8 of Cups as a transition card. So usually a Rider-Waite-Smith tarot deck, this is depicted by someone that is leaving behind 8 cups. The cups are full, it seems fine, but they're like, there's something better out there for me. So I read this usually when I see this like in a spread as you leaving behind whatever is to the left, the card to the left, and moving towards the card to the right. And so I think you're leaving behind this relationship, the feelings that cause you to get so entangled with this person that you were just crushed by them. I think you have distanced yourself emotionally, and you're moving towards this 3 of Pentacles in reverse. So 3 of Pentacles upright, that is almost like putting someone on a pedestal. It's seeing them as kind of this like untouchable work of art, or like, they can do no wrong. And so in reverse, it's like knocking them off that pedestal. So again, I think you were so devastated by this because you had so much faith in this person. You really liked them. You saw the best in them. And after they betrayed you, or after they rejected you, whatever the situation was, you ended up kind of slowly, I think, moving on and realizing, wait, why was I tripping out about this person? And trust me, I've been there. I've had a crush on like someone before who started dating their ex, and I was devastated. I was devastated. And now I look back and I'm like, what was I doing? Like, that person is not even like attractive or interesting. I don't know what was going on with me. But I feel like that's kind of the point where you've reached, where you're like, well, why would I want to be with someone who has no integrity? Or why would I want to be with someone who doesn't want me as much as I want them? It feels like you've definitely grown a lot spiritually, and that's also reflected in the Hanged Man card, which is next in the spread here. So the Hanged Man is basically putting yourself in an uncomfortable position in order to change, like, internally. And so I think you needed almost this heartbreak or this ending with this person in order to catapult you into like reflecting on, okay, why am I pining after someone who doesn't treat me well? Or why do I want people who don't want me? Or how can I just pour all of that love and energy I gave to that person back into myself? And so that feels like what you've been doing. You've been glowing up. And I think this person has definitely noticed. If you look at this card, the woman on the spread, she's kind of luxuriating in the grass. And then there's this man literally like crawling up to her. And so I feel like that is the vibe. I feel like this is what you're asking is, now that I've grown up, maybe you physically like became a lot sexier or like, but I think for a lot of you this is also very internal. Now that you're more confident within yourself, now that you have more self-respect and self-worth, and this person has been away from you and is kind of having to like watch you externally. I feel like for a lot of you this person still checks your social media. You're like, well, are they gonna crawl back because they're missing out now? And first of all, they're definitely noticing you, and I do think, yes, they are going to crawl back, and I think you're going to have the opportunity to reject this person, and that feels like what you want, honestly. This feels like you're asking mostly to be like, does this person recognize what they lost? And I think they do, because at the very end of the spread we have this Queen of Pentacles, and I think this represents you. So you could be a Capricorn or have a prominent Capricorn placement in your natal chart. That would be your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, or Venus sign. But generally you're embodying this Capricorn energy of someone who's basically a boss-ass bitch. Like, she is on top of everything. She's so stable and secure within herself. And even looking at this card, the Queen of Pentacles, she's, sitting up very regally. She's wearing purple, which is the color of royalty. She's wearing a tiara. She's looking into the mirror, presumably at herself. And this guy is literally like at her feet, like trying to get her attention, and she's not even looking at him. And so I think this is kind of what's going to happen. This person is that devastated you so much now sees you thriving, and they're going to come crawling back. They're going to try to talk to you, and you're going to have the opportunity to be like, I don't really need you in my life, which is so satisfying, honestly. I feel like this is almost better than just like having a crush, like return your affection. So for your pile marker, we got the Seven of Pentacles. So again, I feel like this was a very long time coming, because the Seven of Pentacles is a card that indicates patience almost. It's all about like having to wait to see the seeds that you've planted come to fruition, to bear fruit. And so I think the seeds in question are you really working on yourself and the time that has passed since this person so strongly devastated you. And now you're going to reap the benefits of that, which is being able to, first of all, like, you've done so much for yourself. You should be proud of yourself regardless of what this person does. And I think you are, but like, the cherry on top basically is that this person sees how well you're doing, and they're like, damn, I effed up a little bit. So that's awesome. And then for your Island Time Wellness Love Oracle card, we got Love Call, which says someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. So I really feel like this is that last one, thinking of you and letting you know. I do think this person is going to try to reach out and be like, hey, we haven't talked in a while, because you like posted a fire selfie or something, or like because they're feeling bad about where they're at, and they see that you are continuously growing and like becoming a cooler, more awesome, more refined person. So this person wants to suck your energy back up. Don't let them. But I think it will be satisfying for you to be like, no, I'm actually in a really great place and I have no feelings for you anymore. So that's my dream. I'm a little bit jealous of you guys. So congratulations to you, my pile fours. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to you again soon. Take care.